right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Thrive and Survive Research Hub. I have my co-host, Taneo Mazenda. T, how are you doing today, brother?
I'm good, Alex. I'm good. How you doing, eh?
Nah, outstanding. Yeah, we were just talking off camera now about last night. It is the 22nd of October, and the Springboks just won the semifinals against England. And I said to my family last night, we went into halftime and everybody just wrote us off. And, I thought about the principles that you can take from this performance, because I think there's examples of symbolism and philosophy that you can draw from sport that apply in life as well. And the big thing for me was, can you win when you're not at your best? Because everybody on a good day can show up and get shit done. But on the bad days, what do you do?
Yeah.
And the thing as well for me, it reminded me of Manchester United when Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager. They would come and they would steal these victories. It was legendary. It was called Fergie time.
Yeah.
In extra time, they would score the winner. And the character of these teams was the thing that would carry them through. So for me, that's what I thought to myself last night. I even said it on my Instagram. My dad has a saying that he said since I was a child. It's not how you start, it's how you finished. And in
Yeah.
that game last night, England was outplaying us pretty much every minute of the game up until the last 10 minutes. And the thing is, whilst they were outplaying us, they didn't convert.
Yeah.
So it's also a reminder of, what's your outcome? The outcome in this example, the outcome of a rugby match is not to look good when you play. The outcome is to score the most points. So, I heard a lot of people saying last night, and I'm not going to speak about this rugby the whole time, but I heard a lot of people saying, oh, the Springboks, they didn't deserve to win, or England deserved to go through because they looked better. But what does deserve mean? The better team on the day made the outcome a reality for themselves, which is scoring the most points. And I think for us in life as well, it's important to not get lost in the actions, in the day-to-day actions, and forget what your actual outcome is. What are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah.
But I wanted to share that with you. I don't know if you have anything to add.
No, definitely. I totally agree with you there. It's like I think at the end of the day, what I picked up from the way the game ended was, like, and this is the reality about life, right? There's what you deserve, and then there's what happens. What happens is reality.
Yeah.
It's reality. What you deserve, yes, you can get it. You can get it, but the reality is that what you deserve is what you deserve, and what happens is what matters. So
100%.
what happened on the day was that the Springboks won.
Yeah.
The score dictates who won, and inside the story, there's reasons as to why they won, and that's the end, bro. What you deserve and whatever. When people make comments like that, I just think that I'm not gonna say you don't understand enough, but like,
I think they missed the point.
It was written in the books. If it's in the books, it's now in the books. Exactly. Or your comment doesn't add any value. Any negative comment towards it doesn't add any value.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, it's like there's a lot of intangibles that play a part in this kind of situation. Because for me, you think about it like this. The conditions that the Springboks were playing in were the worst kind of conditions for them to play in, because it was a wet night on the other side of the world. England plays in that kind of weather all the time.
Yeah.
England basically had a home crowd because they had so many of their supporters there. And for South Africa, they were playing in difficult conditions and the things were not going their way. You can't say it was a lucky performance, because for the first 70 minutes, a lot of I don't want to say 50-50 decisions, but more like when chance can go one way, it was going the other way. And it's like a day when your performance can, because we're all human, everyone makes
Yeah.
mistakes. It's a bad day to make mistakes for your human side to come out when it's a
Yeah.
knockout
Yeah.
thing, you know. But the intangible that I wanted to talk about is character
Yeah.
and grit and drive.
Yeah.
People underestimate the impact of never giving up.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to criticize France because I think they played very well in this tournament. But something I noticed is as soon as in the last quarterfinals, as soon as South Africa took the lead at the end, their heads dropped and their posture just changed. And it was almost like they lost all belief and they'd been leading this whole time and they couldn't find what was necessary to fight back. And England had the
Yeah.
same thing yesterday.
Yeah.
So, you know, for me, I like to say you make yourself very difficult to beat when you refuse to give up,
Yeah.
because people, the person that you're fighting or whatever it is you're fighting, if it's a challenge, if it's an obstacle, it just thinks to itself, damn, like this oak will just not give up.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
another thing I wanted to add here is sometimes you're going to lose, and that's outside of your control. But
Yeah.
the question is, how are you going to lose?
Yeah.
Are you going to lose with integrity and with honor, and you're going to go down fighting? Or are you going to lose because you gave up? And that's something that I wanted to highlight about this performance last night is like, we arguably, for majority of the game, most fans probably felt like we were going to lose. I was very nervous, and I know my family was as well. And I thought to myself, well, if we're going to lose, I want us to lose playing to the best of our, you know, potential
Yeah.
till the last second, so that we
Yeah.
can have pride. You
Yeah.
know, it's like you say, you play for the badge on the jersey. You know, you're not playing for yourself. So if you're going to lose, conduct yourself with some
Yeah.
class, I would say.
100%.
And yeah, I mean, that's me finding the poetry and symbolism in a rugby match. But like, I couldn't help but think about it. I just thought that's what makes
Yeah.
us proud of them, is the
No,
fact
it's
that,
such a beautiful story.
yeah,
And also, I think also they've become known, and I always feel like it's become something that they are viciously known for.
yes,
If they score, if the game is tight and they score in the last 10 minutes of the
mm,
game,
mm,
they're gonna win.
exactly.
So they've got this momentum, and they almost did it to Ireland. Ireland were just lucky by that call at the end. But
Sure.
like the Springboks are the most dangerous in the last 10 minutes of the game. It's almost like something that no other team can do.
Well,
They've done
I,
it so
yeah,
many times,
100%.
even outside of the World Cup. How many Springbok games have we watched
Yeah.
that come down to the last 10 minutes?
Yeah. And that's why it's never too late. You should never give up. And I just
Right.
think it's such a beautiful metaphor for life, because especially for people, you know, sometimes in life we feel like we're not where we should be. We haven't progressed the way that we should be. A lot of young people feel that way, you know,
Yeah.
especially with social media, which gives you this ridiculous comparison with, you know, I heard Jordan Peterson speak about this in his book, 12 Rules for Life. And he speaks
Yeah.
about it in podcasts quite a lot, where he says, you know, back in the day, before we were connected as a species via the internet, you were in your little town. And in every town, there was the prettiest girl in the town. And there was the shoemaker and the thatcher and the this and the that. And everybody had the opportunity to be the best at something in this small little world that they had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that opportunity to be the best gives you this like self-belief and the self-esteem. And it, you know, it's your thing. But
Yeah.
now that we're connected via the internet, you're now your competition is the whole world.
Yeah.
So it's so much more difficult to be the best at anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
100%.
and social media creates this thing of, well, you know, my achievements are not that significant because there's a 19-year-old guy on the other side of the world who's driving Lamborghinis. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
And it's not realistic. It's so counterintuitive. So that's why I say it's like a lot of people, they have this timeline mentality where they're like, well, I
Yeah.
am X age, so I should be this because someone else is that already.
Yeah.
It's never too late to
Yeah.
be the version of you that you feel you should be. And that person is it's made up of the choices that you make every day.
Yeah.
It's not the outcomes. Of course, you want to get the outcomes, and you should pay attention to whether you're progressing on those things. But at the end of the day, it's your choices and your standards.